Welcome to the Dark Room Episode 4. Today we are taking a look at Glimmar's Steampunk texture pack. The texture pack is based off of the steampunk genre, which basically is a look at the Victorian era had futurist technology based on clockwork and steam-powered devices. I thought we'd take a look at the plate today instead of the little 5x5 house I was building before, because it's visually a lot more appealing, to be blunt. And let's get started. First, of course, we have the stone brick as well as the normal stone texture. A little bit noisy, but I like the way it blends. Very good. Torches are also really cool. They've got a sort of industrial looking theme to them. While torches can be colored texture-wise to be different colors, it seems like the light they generate is always a sort of general white color. This here is your basic sticky piston. They have little sockets instead of slime. Pretty cool. Like suction, I guess you could say. Redstone power looks really neat too. It looks like, well, steam-powered tubes, basically. And they light up when you activate them, which is awesome. I like that this pack also takes advantage of the glow mechanics that MC Patcher uses to enhance textures. That's something I really wonder if it'll ever get incorporated into Minecraft properly, because I honestly think it's awesome. It's just one of those things, you know, it kind of makes you wonder why it's not in there permanently. Here, of course, we have the window textures, basic sort of rustic metal look. Nice and light, you can see through them, but you can still see that they're clearly windows, really cool. Animated water, of course, looks really, really good. Most of the water typically has a sort of greenish tint to it. I suppose you could say it looks industrialized. Animated lava, when it's standing still, it's a little more obvious it's got a sort of warbling effect to it, but I really like the lava animation as well. We will go outside. This is not outside, though. This is inside. What we have here is obsidian, flecked with what looks to be lava textures. And, of course, your basic leaf block on oak trees. Really cool. I don't have it set to fancy at the moment because I'm lazy. I was going to change it and I decided not to. Oh well. This is your basic bed. The headboard being right here. This little indention. Really cool. Probably a lot more comfortable if you're a robot, but I digress. Let's go outside this time for realsies. This 140 meter plate is built into 4 quadrants, each one a biome of its own. You've got forest and a town over there, your basic sort of lake or ocean / swamp thing over here, desert, and the nether. We'll take a quick look at the nether, since that warrants special mention. Nether rack, looks like metal blocks. Really good for decoration. I like it a lot. The nether brick, while I don't have any standing examples, I suppose I could make some real quick just to show you what I'm talking about. Looks very similar to normal brick. You've got your standard brick here. Really nice. And then nether brick, which is here, is basically the same thing, but a slightly darker red, a darker tint overall. It's one of those things that it doesn't really jump out as particularly nethery, but if you're going, again, for the whole, Victorian build, it's really, really useful for construction. Gravel here is very simple, straight to the point, great for pathing, great for filler, all kinds of nice stuff. Oh, here's some standing lava like I was talking about earlier. See what I mean? It's got a sort of warble effect to the animation. This is soul sand right here. Cool stuff. Really nice for also making a sort of de facto stained glass window effect if you happen to use it for that sort of thing. Here we've got a village built that has an iron golem patrolling around it. I like how the iron golem looks in this pack. It's really neat. Somewhere around here I've got a villager. I think he's inside the alchemy lab. How appropriate. Diligently working away at potions, as he should be. Of note, one thing I really like about this pack is the GUI for the various menus. Like here we've got the brewing stand, and there's a lot of, little pipes and gauges and stuff. It's really, really nice. Most of the UIs, actually I think all of the UIs have been changed. Chest there, of course, looks very antiquated. Very cool. Let's go take a look at the workbenches and furnaces. Golem has spinning syndrome. Oh, we got a wolf. About half of the creatures are done up robotic, much like this wolf is here. He really likes that torch. The chickens are also robotic. It's kind of funny when they drop their chicken meat, it's actually a little toaster oven looking thing. And when you cook it, it turns into proper chicken meat. Here's your furnace, one of my favorites. Put an item here, your fuel, and whatever you're going to cook right here. And this gauge here lights up green the entire time until you get your final product. Really neat. I think that wolf just pushed me in the lava. Oh, he just jumped in the lava too. Guess he couldn't deal with the guilt. Here you have your workbench. Nicely accented by spark plug looking thingies. All kinds of little valves and gauges and whatnot. It's too bad this thing's not animated, but what can you do? Still, it looks really, really awesome. There's a lot of things about this pack I like. It's difficult to nail down to any one thing, but it's one of those packs that I've been using ever since it came out, or right about the time it came out. I've been using it for probably over a year now, and I can't get tired of it. I keep coming back to it, I keep using it, and it's one of those things that I think, even if you're not really into the whole, steampunk genre, it definitely has an appeal to it if you're looking just for something a little bit different, something a little more rustic. This library was never quite finished. I was still working on it, but something about it sort of reminds me of the Mummy. Maybe it's a little file cabinets, I don't know. Here you got your enchanting table. Really cool. The enchantment things here pop up, and you know what? Let's actually put something in there so you can see what I'm talking about. While I'm on that, a lot of the items are also animated, like the sword. This diamond sword looks like a little chainsaw. You can, of course, see the little LEDs on the side there. A lot of the items are done up that way. The words, the galactic script, if you will, for the enchantment table has actually been set to letters you can read. But as anybody who's messed with the enchantment table can tell you, that really doesn't mean much, since the words don't seem to have any direct correlation between, what comes out and what you actually see there. All right. Of note, also, the diamond drill. Really cool. I like that a lot. Going forward, I'm probably going to be doing most of the texture pack spotlights here on the plate. It's more visually impressive than the house I was building before, I think, by a long shot. And just more interesting overall. I'll be building on it as time goes on. More structures, especially out here. Flesh out the village a little bit better. Maybe spice up this tower. The last time I worked on this plate was prior to 1.2.4. So the ceiling of the world was still right about here at cloud level. And now I have a lot more room to add. Good stuff. So, links to Glimmar's Steampunk texture pack will be in the comments below, or the thread below if you're reading this on the forums. Be sure to check it out, hop by, leave a comment in the thread, make sure he knows you love his work. He definitely loves hearing from you guys. And be sure to stay tuned this coming week. We'll have 2 different videos coming up, one of a mod. I think I'm going to be going sort of, let's say industrial this week. I'll just leave it at that. Both in texture pack and in mod themes. It just seems like a good week for industrial, I think. So, thank you for joining us here at Darkroom Episode 4. Be sure to subscribe. I love subscribers. You guys are awesome. You're the reason I keep doing this. I definitely appreciate your feedback. And thanks for joining us.